Hello everyone, welcome back to the Grand Prix Podcast. I'm Elton, this is Andy.
Did you miss us? Did you?
I don't know. They may have, they may not have. I do not know. I hope so.
I'd have hoped so, yeah.
Our stats say that they should.
Yes.
So we're back for the 2017 season. Wow.
Well, we're not back properly. We're teasing you here.
Yeah, we're cupping your balls, shall we say.
Yeah, turn your head and cough.
And we're going to go through the teams and how the cars look. And
yes. We're not talking about any of the testing, although I am going to rip the shit into a couple of them, but we're just impressions, first thoughts.
This is eye candy. This is pure eye candy episode. We're going to be talking about how the cars look, how different they look from last year, and then just go through the colour schemes that they have adopted for this year as well. Because they're very different.
Oh, yes.
They're very, very different. So
yes. We'll do a proper episode after the second test, which is next week, maybe?
Yeah.
So, yes.
Yes.
Maybe next week there'll be a proper episode out.
Yes. Oh, before we dive into it as well, there is still a competition running for a copy of the 2016 review DVD of your region that you want. All you have to do is pop along to iTunes and drop us a 5-star review on there, and we will be notified of that, and then we'll be putting them all into a hat and picking one out at random and then sending them a DVD. So if you want to be part of that, there are some people in there at the moment, but we'd like more people in there as well. So please pop along, especially in England as well. I think we've only got one review in England at the moment, which is poor show, guys, poor show. But you know, we're appreciative of that one review. But yeah, pop along to iTunes, leave a 5-star review, and we will get notified, and you'll be in the hat to win the 2016 review season on DVD. So, should we get on with this then?
Yes, let's get on with it.
Okay, so the cars look different from last year. Initial impressions, are you happy with how they look compared to last year?
Initial impressions, yes. I think from the front and from the back, they look a lot lower and meaner, more aggressive, which is what I want. They remind me of the cars from the late 80s, early 90s. The low rear wing, I think, looks gorgeous. I love it.
Okay.
You know, it's very, very cool. I'm not as huge a fan of it from the side on some of the cars because the sodding shark fins from 2010 are back.
Okay.
Do you like them?
I don't mind them, actually. I've got more of a problem with the T-wing that they put on the shark wing.
That whole thing is just stupid. It's just get rid of it. It's crap. It's like a fucking billboard on the side of your car.
Well, that was one of the reasons why they put them on there. They opened that envelope for people to work their magic, and also to add more space for advertising as well.
Well, yeah, but half these cars can't fill them with sponsors as it is. Still plenty of space. Yeah. So yeah, it's just like, well, what's the point? And these cars look so good from the front and from the back, and the Mercedes looks fucking gorgeous from the side because it doesn't have this sodding billboard on the side of its thing. But that aside, I like the bigger tires. They look very cool. The front wings are still a little bit, what's what I'm looking for here? Busy.
Yes.
Because they've got this section we're not allowed to do anything on. And then as soon as you pass that section, it explodes in elements all over the shop. But yeah, on the whole, I like them. I was surprised at just how quickly I got used to the low wings again.
Yeah.
Okay. Even now, looking back at the older cars, at the tall wings, they just look wrong again.
I don't know. Okay, my initial impressions. I like the front wings. I like the fatter tires. I like the overall larger footprint of the cars. I think that is a good size for the cars. I did not, when they went to from 97 to 98 and they just shrunk. I hated that badly.
And with the bloody groove tires and shit. Oh, fuck off.
Yeah, but they really did shrink, and I think they're 2 meters wide now. So I think that's a good size for these cars. I'm happy with that. So that's good for me. I like that the floor has been increased as well. So we got more surface area for the floor. The rake on every car is racked right up as well. But I think that's more following Red Bull, because they've been doing that for a number of seasons now.
Oh yeah, Red Bull have been like it's had lifts on the back end, you know.
Yeah. I like the back wing. I like the profile of it. I don't like the side-on view of it where it's swept back a bit. I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to make it look aggressive. Just doesn't work for me. Doesn't work for me. But I kind of like the tall back wing that we had. I know it looked a bit odd, but I kind of liked it.
I got used to it, but now when I see them with the low wings, I'm just like, no, that's what it should be.
Okay. The shark fin, the big block.
The billboard.
Yeah, the billboard that they carry around on the back. I can give or take it at the moment.
The only one I've seen where it looks good, in my opinion, is on the Haas.
Really?
I'll tell you a lie, the Haas and the Renault, it looks good on them because the way it's painted on the Haas, it looks like it comes back on itself because it's got like these lines painted on it.
Yes.
And I quite like that effect. And on the Renault, it has like a cutout there, which looks quite good.
Yeah, because the colour scheme works on the Renault, yeah.
But when you see it on the Ferrari, when you see it on the Toro Rosso, when you see it on the McLaren, when you see it on all the other cars, it literally looks like someone... You know what it's like? Someone's making a model and they've just not cut it off a sprue properly.
Yes. It's flash that hasn't been removed.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. It is fucking flash. Don't like it. Get rid of it.
Okay. Right. Okay. Well, anything else about the actual change of the cars? Or
no, I mean, again, we're not getting into how they perform or anything like that. We're only talking about how they look, and I like how they look. I mean, I'm curious because they were talking at one point about going to the 17-inch rims, weren't they?
Yep.
They've not done that. They've stuck with a 13-inch, and on the one hand, I'm happy because again, it's very reminiscent of what we had back in the late 80s, early 90s. But on the other hand, I'm kind of curious to what they would look like with thinner tyres. But yeah, we'll see.
It would be interesting because it'd screw up all this suspension, wouldn't it? Because you get so much play on them tyres. You know, it must account for at least 40% of the movement of the car.
At least, yeah.
Going through them tyres. So that would be a massive change to how the cars handle and are developed as well. So
yeah,
okay. I'd like to see it. Yeah, I'd like to see it at least for one season, maybe, just to see what they look like. I think they look cool because I've seen mock-ups of it. I think they do look cool.
Didn't Renault run it on a test last year?
I think they did, yes.
Yeah.
But anyway, okay, right. We're going to go from what we class as bottom, or what our page that we're looking at as bottom, and then to the top.
I think it might have been the constructors.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yes, because Manor have now gone.
Yeah, we lost Manor.
Manor have died. Let's spend a minute,
or a moment of silence.
A moment. Let's. There we go.
That's there you go. It's long enough.
that is plenty. So Manor have gone now. So we're back down to 10 outfits, 20 drivers. So Sauber. Should we start with Sauber?
Start with Sauber, yeah.
Okay. Their design last year was like a bright blue, wasn't it?
Blue and orange, yellow, wasn't it? Yeah.
And they've gone for what I've seen mock-ups of a Tetley Strongbow. Not Strongbow. It was a Super Tea, which is a very strong alcoholic beverage over here. It looks like a can of that driving around.
See, I think it looks like a a box of Swiss chocolates.
I totally agree with that as well.
Even with the fact it's got 25 years written on the side of it. It's like, it's Swiss chocolates.
Chocolate
it's like
aged 25 years.
Yeah.
So they've gone for like a blue, white with gold trim on there. I kind of like it. I think there should be less white on there.
Well, it's obviously space for the for all these advertisers that the the billboards were going to attract.
Yeah.
I do like the fact they painted their billboard black, so it's less noticeable. But still, it's I mean, they're desperately lacking sponsorship on that car.
I think they all are, really. I think there's only one or two cars that have really got it homed.
They really. I mean, again, we'll get into this on the proper episode, but now Liberty Media are on there. They've got to get on board with getting sponsors back into the sport, and opening it up for social media, I think, is an excellent way to do that.
Which they seem to be doing ever so slightly.
Yeah, you might if you follow us on the Facebook page, you might see we start linking some of the videos from the F1 page. So keep an eye out there.
Yeah. So I this was the first one revealed as well. So I like the gold trim on it. I like the way that they've gone to a darker blue on here as well. I think that blue works a lot better than what they had last year. So it's a step up for me, but it still doesn't get me. Doesn't get my juices flowing, shall we say.
The problem I find with Sauber is, if I say to you Red Bull, you instantly know the colours of Red Bull. I say to you Mercedes, you know the colours of Mercedes.
Yeah.
Ferrari. When I say to you Sauber, I don't know what colour I think of, but I know it's not that.
Yeah, they've gone through some guises, really, haven't they? When you say Sauber, I think of their first livery, which was totally black.
I think back to when it was it was blue with the Petronas green, which was when was that? That was early 2000s, was it?
And they had Red Bull livery on there as well, didn't they?
It was just before BMW bought them.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I think of when I think of Sauber. But yeah, it's just, I think they're having a bit of an identity crisis just visually. It's like, this is the fifth most radically different design in as many years, because each one is different and it doesn't really evolve from one to the next. So it's very hard to kind of get that in your head. Go, oh, this is Sauber. This is their colours, you know.
Yeah.
So
they need a brand.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I thought they had their logo, the white and red, but maybe they should go with that. I don't know. I think this will disappear after this year anyway. So.
Well, if they survive the year.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Should we move on?
Let's move on. Moving on up.
Renault.
Okay.
Now.
I like it.
Yeah, I do as well, actually.
Yeah. Yellow and black, it's nice.
This colour that it's gone for, it's reminiscent of when Kubica was driving the Renault.
Mm-hmm.
And I liked that Renault as well. I thought that looked beefy. I like what they've done with it. I don't like their overalls, though. I think their overalls are shit.
I don't think I've seen their overalls. What are they?
Okay, well, they're black down to the waist, and then from the waist down, they're yellow.
Oh, I've just seen them. Oh, wow.
They're terrible.
They are. Ugh. Oh, you put the wrong trousers on, mate.
Yeah, that's not good.
No, that's no.
That's all I kept saying when I saw that. I like what they've done with the car, and what they've done with the overalls is just shocking. Even last year's overalls were better when they looked like skinned bananas. That was better. That doesn't work for me. But I think it's the Renault is one of the prettiest ones. I like the contrast between the yellow and black.
It kind of reminds me of the Jordans from towards the end of their tenure, when they had that yellow and black B motifs.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, I quite like that. It's got the thumb nose, that most of the teams have gone for.
Yeah.
Their rear wing, apparently, they've gotten in trouble with. They've got to redesign that for reasons.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What do you know about that then?
Basically, there's an element which comes up and connects onto the DRS mechanism.
Yep.
And it can't connect directly to it. It can be in line with it, but because it connects to it, it counts as a movable aerodynamic device, I believe. So they've been told they have to change it before Melbourne.
Ah, okay. Oh, that's interesting. I did not know that.
But yeah, I like the Renault. It looks good.
Cool.
Still don't like Jolie and Palmer.
No. But we got Hulkenberg there, though, haven't we? So
we got the Hulk there, which is I like the Hulk.
Yeah. So hopefully he can carry that team.
I'm hoping so. Yeah. Have they stolen Infinity from Red Bull?
Infinity is that is Renault.
Nissan, or it's Nissan and Renault because they're owned by the same company. But yeah, Red Bull were being sponsored by Infinity for a long while.
They were, and then they fell out with Renault, and then they badged their engines as Tag.
That's true. Yes, they're Tag Heuer.
Yeah,
we're totally not a watch company.
Oh, God.
But yeah, I quite like on the nose how you've got the long. Hang on, I'm just gonna throw you a link in the Book of Face here.
Yeah, go on.
There you go. Some more pictures of it there. And you've got a picture looking down it from above, and you can see how the yellow kind of stretches back, and it contrasts nicely with the black wing. But yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I like that little yellow flash and the barge boards on the side pod mounted barge boards.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they look kind of sexy.
I like that. Yeah.
And now
Renault gets a thumbs up. Gets a thumbs up from me for looks.
And also, you have a little flash of Castrol on there as well, which I kind of like seeing back. That's good. That's excellent. Yeah, That's my favourite so far.
But hang about. Just in the interest of fairness, I'm just going to give you a link here. So that's a gallery of some of the shots of the Sauber. You just get a bit of a better shot of it. It's very, very plain. Just from a lack of sponsors on it.
Yeah, I like the gold. I like the shade of blue that they've used.
Right, Elton, are you saying I like gold?
I do like gold. This one's a keeper.
Oh yes, it's a keeper. Oh yes. And there go our Dutch viewers.
Okay, cool. Should we move on?
Yes. Let us move on. Who's next up?
Haas.
Yeah. Haas.
They have gone for grey. But you like this?
Yes. I don't. I like what they've done on their barge board. That's all I'm saying is on their barge board. I quite like it.
Right. Yeah, because they've gone more grey.
It's very grey, and again, they've got very, very lacking in any sponsorship on the side of this.
That's because nobody watches Formula One anymore. That's the problem.
It's just you and me, really, isn't it?
I think it is, yeah. And some bot that downloads our episodes umpteen times.
What's interesting is in that first view I just sent you, looking at it, you see the floor area is so massive compared to the chassis and the side pods.
Yeah. They're still, even though that they've got this massive floor to use, they still shrink wrap everything up in a tiny ball, don't they?
They really do. I mean, that was most apparent on the Red Bull when we get to them, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay, the Haas. I like the grey and the red working together. I think there should be more red.
I think it should be more red. I mean...
It's just such a dull colour.
It is. It's I mean, like I said, the only thing I like about it is just how they use their barge board.
Right. Yeah.
Billboard. Sorry.
Yeah. The shark fin at the back. You said. Yeah. I like the design that they've used there. So why not incorporate that across the board, across the whole car? Yeah,
that would be a lot better in my opinion.
It's how would we describe that for people that can't see these photos? It's, I don't know, like
It's
blocks.
very geometric. What you've got like a black, grey, and red blocks coming rearwards from the top of the engine cover. But then what they've done is they painted the edges of the shark fin white, so it looks like those shapes at the end of the shark fin.
Yeah, but I prefer that little bit of the design compared to everything else.
That is the only. Yeah, I mean, even the nose is a bit weird. I mean, it's weird. The nose has got too much red in it.
Oh, it's got black on the top of the nose, so that's why I like the contrast.
Oh, I like the yeah. It's just
and then it goes into grey. So grey. Really, I didn't expect them to go grey. Fucking why? You're not going to sell many shirts like that.
No.
I'd rather buy at the moment. I'd rather buy a Renault shirt, which is yellow and black, a little bit of spice there, but this is just grey and a little fleck of red. No.
Yeah. No, I'm not. I'm not overly enamoured with that.
No.
So yes. I'd put that at the bottom so far.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Fine. So Haas is at the bottom. Okay. Next one up. What do we have? We have the Toro Rosso.
Toro Rosso. Yes.
Now they've gone from a totally different design to last year.
They've gone away from the Red Bull branding for Red Bull the drinks to branding for their Red Bull Cola range, apparently.
Yeah, they've been sponsored by Red Bull Cola for a long, long time. Which have you tasted, by the way?
I don't think I have.
Okay, you may even be too young for this, but you may be transported back to the 1980s / early 90s, where you could buy Panda Pops and that type of cola, and that's what this Red Bull tastes like. It's
weirdly enough, I know the taste you're describing.
Yeah, very syrupy.
Yeah.
It's kind of nice in a nostalgic way, but when you're paying £1.50 for a can of Red Bull Cola, it's not that nostalgic. It's just
not. No.
It's just what am I paying for here? But that's the breaks, I suppose. Yeah, so they've gone away from the yellow nose, which I really like.
They never really had the yellow nose because that was always how you could always tell for Red Bull, wasn't it?
Okay, they had the off-coloured yellow nose, didn't they? More of a goldy nose.
Well, they always still had the Red Bull on there, although it was a darker red, whereas now it's a silver bull.
Yes, and it's more in keeping with their logo as well, the Red Bull logo.
Yeah.
I like the flashes of red on here. I like the colour blue that they've used. I like the silver that balances it all out. I really like this. This works for me.
I like this as well. This is a very good livery one. I will just touch on a couple of things from a design point of view. Very similar to Mercedes in a couple of regards. They've gone for a very similar suspension setup with the top of a front suspension floating above where it mounts to the wheel.
Oh, okay.
So they have some uprights which go up to it, which only Mercedes have also used. Also, they don't have the thumb nose like most of the other teams. They've gone for the smooth end of the nose, again, like Mercedes.
Yep.
And the airbox is split into 3 sections internally, again, like the Mercedes. So someone's been looking over at the desk next to them during the test.
That airbox looks a bit fat, though, doesn't it?
It does, but again, when you look to the Mercedes one, the Mercedes have got a very fat airbox.
Right, okay.
But yeah, overall, I quite like it. The only thing I don't think I'm overly enamoured with are the red flashes on top of the side pods.
Okay, yeah. Any reason
it's just when
why?
It's just when you're looking at it square on, it just looks a little bit too F3000 maybe.
Right, yeah.
There's a picture on that link I sent you. If you go down, it's like looking square onto Danny Kvyat. And it just looks a little speed racer-y.
Could get rid of that, I suppose. Keep the red wing mirrors.
keep red wing mirrors, red on the side, red on the end plates of the front and rear wing. That's all fine. It's just that top bit on the side pods I just think is a bit out of place.
Okay. Yeah.
But just me opinion.
And the billboard, I think this works well with the billboard because you've got the tail of the ball and basically the spine of the ball going up the spine of the car. And I think it works quite well.
It worked. I mean, again, when they had the shark fins back in 2010, but Red Bull made it work in the design, but I still don't like them.
Yeah. Okay, right. Who do we have next? We have... okay, right. We have McLaren. Now, there was a lot of talk about, they're going to go orange. They're going to use orange or flecks of orange or something's going to go orange. And what happened?
There was a couple of people, I can't remember what the name of the guy is, who does Formula One liveries on Facebook. You know the guy I mean?
Tim... Yes, I do.
Tim Holmes. Tim Holmes Design. There you go, Tim. I'm giving you a free plug here. But Tim's Home Design does concept liveries for Formula One cars. He's been doing them for a while now. And all the way through winter, he's been doing concept designs for McLaren with black and orange or whatever, just different ones which, could work. Mm-hmm. And I was getting really excited because some of these were looking utterly fantastic, like really good. I was like, yes, I like these. These are looking smart. It's going to look fucking amazing. Can't wait to see what they do. Now they've done it.
Yeah.
Hang about. I'm just going to drop here in the chat. This is one of his concepts that could have. This is what we could have had. Here's what you could have won.
I've seen a lot of these. I've been following this for a long, long time, and there's ones without the orange. I think they had like a teal green or a blue on there as well with Sony written on the side, and it looked really cool. This one that you've just dropped onto me looks quick. It looks cool.
It looks quick. It looks cool. It looks gorgeous. What they've done now is they have a design. What was it I said earlier? They now look like they belong at the back of a grid.
Yes.
It's less McLaren, more arrows.
I quite like the orange arrows, the Lost Boys, the orange telephone system. I quite liked that. This looks slower than that.
Well, evidence would suggest it is slower than that. It's God
wrong.
damn it, McLaren! You had
so wrong.
One job, just one job.
One note about the orange colour. I think there was a video put out, and the orange looked different compared to when it was shown under certain different cameras as well. I think it happens anyway, but
it looks different in natural light than it does indoors under interior light. But it's McLaren.
It's just
we could do a whole episode about McLaren. I would love to be a fly on the wall of Fernando Alonso's trailer.
Really?
I mean, I don't know a lot of swear words in Spanish, but I'm sure I could pick them up pretty quick.
I'm pretty sure you'd learn. That's all you would learn at the moment. He must... It just doesn't look good. Okay.
It looks about as well as it goes.
I think if they were going to go for orange, they should have either had accents of orange or gone orange.
Yeah. Either... Or... don't. This is just kind of half-assed.
Yeah, I just don't... It just doesn't work for me. It looks... it looks like it was designed by children, which which ain't a bad thing because kids think, oh, orange nose looks cool, and all the side pods look black. Oh, that'd be cool, and let's have a little sweep here. It annoys me. I actually get angry, and the little accents of white do not work.
No.
You get rid of them, you might have a chance, but no. I also don't like the little fins at the very end, at the front of the nose. They've gone for the thumb nose as well, the little donkey dick at the front.
Mm-hmm.
And you have the struts that hold the nose to the wings.
Yeah.
But then it flails out after that. You have like gills. And I don't like them. They just look like they just drag for no reason.
Oh, they do. And then the barge boards look very busy, you know.
Yeah.
And I think McLaren have got the worst shark fin of them all as well.
Yeah, it's just a box, isn't it?
It is.
It doesn't tie together. The front wing it's predominantly black with the aerofoils that they use to guide
the elements are orange. Yeah,
orange. But you go to the back wing, it's all orange. It doesn't make any sense.
It's tied with a Haas for me.
I think it's not McLaren. I know McLaren are going through a bit of a change at the moment, but this ain't McLaren.
Wow. What is McLaren at this point? It's McLaren evidently have lost their way completely. And I'm sure Jenson Button is sitting on a beach somewhere thinking, thank fuck.
Yeah. I imagine he is, yes. He's probably...
Well, I'm sure he won't because he's such a nice bloke. He's probably genuinely gutted for the team, but still, I bet he's glad he hasn't got to drive this bloody thing.
I'd imagine he's feeling sorry for him, but also put his phone on airplane mode just in case they do phone him.
I dare say he'll be getting a call at end of the year.
Yeah, and his phone will still be on airplane mode.
Yeah.
Okay, right. We've bitched about McLaren for long enough now.
Tune in next week for a lot more of that.
Oh, there'll be tons of it. Who are we moving on to next?
Williams, yes.
I quite like this, but I think I've always the Martini logos do it for me. I think they look really nice. I think they're pretty.
I like the livery. You know, the white with the Martini stripes and everything is always pretty. But if you compare this year's car with the last year's one, without that shark fin, it looks so much better.
Yeah.
It just. The shark fin just steals so much of the presence of the car. It's just, yeah.
It turns it into a van.
Yes.
It turns it into a Berlingo or a Peugeot Partner or a DAF van. It just turns it's the ice cream version, the ice cream van version of a Formula One car.
It's just not good. I just do not like that shark fin. It just ruins it for me. Yeah. And also just looking at it from those shots, it looks quite bulbous under the engine cover. Where the Martini logo is, it kind of bulges outwards there. Mm-hmm. Whereas all the other cars seem to be a lot slimmer in that area.
Wouldn't the designers have incorporated that? So a sideways view of that Martini, it should be straight. It
should be. You'd think so. But I don't know.
That jars me. That should be straight.
I mean, I like the livery, but the design of the car, the nose seems very long, and it seems larger at the end than it does between the wing and the suspension.
Yeah, it does actually. Yeah, it tapers in. You see that?
I don't know if it does or if it's just the effect of the stripes make it look like that. But I don't like that. The airbox looks kind of plain, quite boring in that area. With the side pods, you've got these weird fins along the inside of the side pod as well, which lean into it. They've not really done anything on the barge board side, like McLaren and like Toro Rosso have. And yeah, I don't like the JCB logo on the rear wing.
JCB. Oh yes, I hadn't noticed that. Yeah, the side profile. I think the shot that they've used on the Autosport site that you've sent me, you need some balance to actually see the rear wing. You can't see the rear wing; it disappears into the background. Mm-hmm. And so the barge, the shark fin, which isn't a shark fin, it's just a trailer.
Yeah,
looks crap.
A transit van, basically.
Yeah, it needs to be shaped. That needs to be shaped and swept a little bit, just so it doesn't look like a fucking box. Yeah. And then the rear wing looks too low and disappears into the blackness of the surrounding area, so it doesn't work for me. I do like the white and the martini livery.
I like the colours, absolutely. The colours I like. I like the black. I like having the black wing going into on the nose there. I think that works nicely. Yeah. But on the whole, I'm just a bit. I like the livery, but I don't like the car. Yeah. So far. Yeah. I don't like what they've done with the livery. Yeah. Just annoys me a little bit. Okay, cool. Next one. Force India. There you go. I just sent you the link. Who have, again, there's a bit of flash on the back of the car they haven't cut off properly.
Oh, look at that. Yeah, they should have cut that off. I've got some knives that they can use if they want to really do that.
Yeah. I almost wonder if they know these are going to be forced to be removed, so they've not even bothered doing anything with it. Just like, we'll have it for the first couple of races before they make us take it off.
So we got the silvery grey with the accents of orange, and it goes into black.
It's pretty much the same livery as they had last year for the most part. Yeah. I think the nose is kind of interesting. You've got this kind of like long nose section, if you will. I remember two stakes either side. Yep. Which is kind of cool.
I quite like that, actually.
Yeah. Again, it's kind of like an exaggerated form of what they had last year. Mm-hmm. They've got a bit of a step where the suspension goes into the nose. I mean, it's like, do you remember a couple of years ago when they mandated the high noses and all the cars had that really ugly step?
Yeah.
Yeah, they've got it on this car.
Do you know, I quite like that step, actually.
Do you?
I did. Not in this car, but when they turned around and said, no, we need the noses at a certain height and you need to put this step in, I quite like the step. I don't know why. It added another little feature to look at.
Well, you're just weird.
Yeah, there you go.
But yeah, not really a huge amount to say about it. I mean, they've got barge boards on there with some green livery on the thing. That shark fin is just again, they've not even bothered to paint the thing. It's just blank.
No, there was a shot. I was watching some of the testing, and it's on this Sky Sports page that I sent over to you. Yeah. Of the Force India, where it's covered in flow.
The flow viz.
The flow viz, so they know where the air is going. Yeah. And me and my son were watching it, and he went, "Oh, they got a luminous yellow nose, luminous green nose." Mm-hmm. And he thought, that looked really good, and I think that looks quite nice like that.
I think you're right. I remember one of the designs Tim Holmes posted as a concept was going back to kind of like the first livery Force India had. Right. Which had, it was like the Indian flag colours. So it was green, white and orange. Yeah. With black accents. And his concepts, again, look really good. Mm. And yeah, I think a bit more green could be had.
Yeah, I really like that, actually. Mm. So
there you go. Hang about. Here's the concepts that he doing. I'll just post this over here. So it's kind of like more on the classic colours they had when they first started racing.
Come on, internet. Ah, yes. Yeah. Once again, it's all better than what we got. It really is. Yeah, I would have gone for that. That looks cool, man.
Oh, and I've just found it. Just here you go. Here is a range of 5 McLaren liveries, all better than what we got.
Okay, right. Oh, yeah, okay. Actually, I had one of these as my screensaver for that top one. That was my screensaver for a long time. Okay, out of them 5, I know the listeners can't hear this.
We'll stick them on the Facebook group so you can see.
Okay, yeah. What one would you have gone for if you had to turn around and say yes, please, thank you very much? What one would you have gone for?
1 or 3? Probably 3. I'd lean towards.
Really?
Yeah.
I may have gone for 2.
I like 2. 2 is good, but I like any of the first 3 are fine, because to describe it, what they've got is they've gone for a diagonal kind of line motif, going from the rear wing swooping forwards. So it gives the impression of high rake, and all the sponsor logos are kind of angled at the same sort of thing. So it makes the car look aggressive straight away. It's like it's hunkered down, which is cool. And yeah, I mean, the second one is 3 different shades of orange with a black stripe with white accents, which I like a lot.
Yeah.
The one I said, the third one, it's the same, but it's got a thick white stripe going through it as well. And I just think that thick white stripe just sets it off a little bit. Looks like unlike anything else on the grid. Would have been fucking cool.
Yeah. See, now this is what I mean about the Martini. Looking on this straight on, all the lines join up and they're straight. They look straight from a side-on perspective. Whereas Williams have missed that.
I've just realised those first 3 designs have all got the 17-inch wheels on them.
Yeah. Yeah,
looks pretty cool, actually.
A lot of his designs do have the 17 on there.
Someone hire this bloke.
Well, yeah, why not?
Anyway, back to Force India. It's okay. I mean, what they've gone with is it's kind of unimaginative, to be perfectly honest. It's just silver and black with some orange accents.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with it. Doesn't particularly stand out, but there you go.
I feel that they've jumped on the silver, the chromey silver, after McLaren dropped it. They thought, oh, we'll have that.
Yes, don't mind if we do.
Yeah. Okay, on to Ferrari, I feel.
Ferrari. Now, a huge shock, everyone, I'm sure. They've gone with red. I know, I wasn't expecting that.
Red, you say? Interesting. They've got rid of the white stripe that they had from last year, which...
Yeah.
I kind of liked the white stripe, but I don't want it every year.
They kind of alternate it, don't they? And there's still plenty of white on the design. I mean, you've got the end plates of the front and rear wing are white, the barge boards are white, and the shark fin is white. Yeah. So still lots of white on it. I mean, it's Ferrari, it's red. What do you want?
Yeah, looking at the photos that you've sent me, it seems more angular than it does in the wild.
Mm-hmm.
The pictures make it feel more angular, which like the shark fin, the way that the white blends into the red and it swoops down, that doesn't seem natural.
No, it seems like it's got quite a wide nose. Not the wing, the nose itself seems quite wide.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, but they've got also got the thumb nose.
Yeah, they've got the thumb nose. Looking at it from the top view as well, you can see that you can again just see how narrow the body is. On top of the floor, you know, it's all packaged. I quite like how the barge boards kind of lean backwards into the rest of the body.
Yep.
And I quite like they've got these weird kind of almost wings around the side pod entrances.
Oh yes, on the actual floor themselves.
No, they're not on the floor themselves. If you look at it from the front view, maybe. The 3/4 view, you can kind of see the entrance to the side pods is kind of sculpted.
Oh yes, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, gotcha.
So yeah, it was kind of interesting. It's kind of cool.
They're different.
Don't know if it's going to do anything. We'll see.
Well, I'm hoping for stuff anyway. So
well, we'll get into this properly in the next episode, but they've looked very handy indeed in testing of all the teams, because last year they were very noisy and ended up being a bit pants.
Yeah.
But this time they've been very quiet, just got their head down, and Vettel and Raikkonen have been very handy so far on all of their all the test days so far. So looking forward to seeing what they come up with.
Do you know what I like about this Ferrari? I like the side pods. I like the shape of the side pods.
Uh-huh.
The actual air intake themselves.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Yeah, that area.
Yeah, the actual, the shape of the hole that they have there. It reminds me of the John Barnard, 92 car where the side pods were vertical.
Yes.
And set off from the car a little bit, almost like F-18 air intakes.
Nice.
And I like, it looks like it's looking at me meanly.
He's going to come and do you an injury, isn't he?
Yeah. Other photos, it looks a bit angular, like I said before, but yeah, I like the side pods. The actual air intakes themselves, I think they look cool.
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
No, I'm with you on that. I think it looks good, and I'm hoping they're up there with the McLarens this year.
McLarens?
Mercedes.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
God, don't give me a heart attack.
McLaren Mercedes is an old habit to break.
Yeah. Okay, moving on. Red Bulls.
Moving on to the Red Bulls. And unfortunately, they don't actually have any pictures on the Autosport page of the launch as such. So
I thought the launch was shit.
Yeah, hang about. Here you go. I've got them off of the actual F1 site. So here you go. Here's some of the RB13.
I think the launches this year have been crap anyway.
I think the launches of the last few years have been pretty bad. But yeah, this one was a bit, uninspiring.
Yeah. The cars aren't different enough. It's almost as if we're looking at the same shape with just different colours on them.
Yeah.
And that's, okay, this is the start of the new aero bit, so okay, give it a couple of years and they might look a bit different down the line. But I haven't been impressed with the launches this time around. But this Red Bull it has got interesting features.
There's some tasty stuff on the Red Bull. I mean, the most obvious thing is the scoop apparently it has on the nose.
Yep.
Which is legal as Red Bull understand it. I'm sure someone will protest come the Melbourne Grace, but whatever. Looking at that one from the front, you can kind of just see how the wing is shaped out there. You can also really get a sense of how tiny the body of the car is over the floor. I mean, it's properly size 0.
It is,
and on the Sky Sports one as well, where you've got an overhead shot looking down, you really do get a sense of it's tiny. There's so much of a floor exposed. I mean, you just think if one of these tyres delaminates and you have to limp back to the pits, the amount of damage it's going to do to all the floor and everything.
Oh my God, I hadn't even thought about that.
Yeah.
Oh,
but
God.
Yeah. That's it. Again, horrible shark fin. Hate it. Get rid of it. They haven't even bothered painting theirs either. So there you go.
Do you know what I don't like on it?
What?
The way that they've written Red Bull on the front wing.
Yeah.
Don't like that.
I don't like that.
That looks bobbins.
I do like the satin paint they're still using. I've always liked that when Red Bull have been using that.
Yep, I like that, yeah.
Which is kind of cool. But again, other than that, not really a huge amount. I mean, they've just been kind of quietly keeping to themselves. We'll see. I mean, Adrian Newey designed car, and if there's one thing Adrian Newey can do, it's aero. So
yeah. Why have the Toro Rosso used their shark fin as a tail for their bull, but yet Red Bull haven't utilised that at all?
Don't know. Maybe Red Bull don't think they'll be keeping it around for long.
Do you reckon they'll disappear by the end of the season?
I reckon so.
Yeah.
Ross Brawn has indicated he would like to see them go away.
Oh, okay. Cool. Let's all get our jigsaws out and cut them off.
I'm down with that. Get a hacksaw out. So yeah, anything else to say about the Red Bull?
No, I think you've said it.
One thing I will say. Bit of a interesting Schadenfreude. So one of the reasons why McLaren left Mercedes was they wanted to have their car optimized for their own fuel, which was by Mobil 1.
Yeah.
Obviously, the Mercedes engine was done up for Petronas. Well, Mobil apparently had enough of losing to McLaren and have moved to Red Bull now. So one of the main reasons for them jumping to Honda has gone.
Right, okay. And who have McLaren gone with now? It's Castrol, isn't it?
No, it's BP, I believe.
Oh, BP, yes. Sorry. Mm-hmm. Yeah, BP Castrol.
Oh, well, there you go. But yes, either way. Okay. So yes, there you go. So yes, I think that's everything on the Red Bull.
Okay.
Which brings us to
Mercedes.
Mercedes. There you go.
It's a mean-looking car.
It's a good-looking car.
It is.
Of all the cars from the 2017 season that we've seen, this is the one I'd have on my wall as a kid.
It's the best-looking car. I hate to say it, but it is.
I know. It is. Everything about it looks good. I love the way that the body shapes. You kind of... The side pods taper down and then taper outwards as well. It's a damn good looking car. I love the paint scheme. I love everything about it. It just looks good.
It looks sleek. It looks mean. Yeah, the side pods.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost as if they got two bulges on them.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it does look good, man. I'm not a Mercedes fan, but this looks like what all the other cars should look like. I hate to say that. I don't like the tall barge boards that they've got though.
Yeah, because they've kind of got they got this forward one, and then they've got like 3 vertical slates.
That's right, yeah.
And one which comes up over the side pods. Again, very reminiscent of what we were seeing back in 2007.
Yeah. What's this little horn wing type thing? If you go right, the pictures on the Autosport.
I know. It's the last picture. Yeah.
It looks like a bit of suspension bent the wrong way.
Mm-hmm. I don't know, quite frankly. It's. But just looking at that picture, there's so much going on. You've got, I'm assuming it's the camera housings in front of the suspension. You've got some slates or something coming down below those. Then you've got the barge boards. You've got that horn section there, and you've got the vertical slates. It just looks right, you know?
It looks fast.
It does.
I hate to say it looks fast. And I think it will be.
I quite like as well how if the sun's catching it square on, it's silver. But when you're looking at it in the shadow, it's kind of more black on the rear.
And look at all that floor space. If you look at that view from above.
Yeah.
All that floor space that you've got there that isn't utilised.
Yeah.
Which they don't want to. But it's so tiny at the back. So tiny. It's incredible.
It is. I just noticed again, there's like these, you got the wing mirrors, and then you got these weird little wings just in front of it.
Yeah, as if to cut the air before the wing mirrors get there.
If you can find a shot from the front, I can't see them. I wanted to show you the airbox as well, just how it compares to the Toro Rosso one. I can't really find a good front shot there though.
That's all right. I can see the bottom of the airbox tapers in as well. It's rolled back on itself, which is a nice little touch. And I know that they don't have the wing, the shark fin at the back, but what they do have is it's a half shark fin.
Well, they've experimented with it. In fact, here you go. I'm going to send, I think it's like the third picture down on this link. They experimented with a shark fin. but they decided they were actually running quicker without it. But they have had this soppy T-wing thing quite a few times.
That T-wing thing can fuck right off.
Yeah.
I don't like that at all.
No, me neither.
If everyone's doing it, then just get rid of it. And it seems as if the majority of people are doing it. So I'd say, no, get rid of it. It reminds me of like the X-Wings that we had, which Sauber
do you remember?
incorporated.
Yeah, back in it was 2008 when it just got silly, wasn't it? And like the McLaren looked like it had bloody growth spurs all over it.
Yeah. I'm talking about late 90s as well.
Oh wow, yeah.
Minardi had massive wings, and Jordan had massive wings that came off the side pods and had little aerofoils at the top of them. It just looks stupid, and I feel if everyone's doing it, then just get rid of it, just ban it. Thank you very much. If everyone's doing it, you all got the same advantage or disadvantage, so remove it. I don't like them, and it's just another little thing to fly off. If a bit of rubber pops up and whacks it, it's just another bit of crap floating around. So
I can't see how it's going to be doing a huge. I mean, it's such a tiny wing as well.
Well, if they weren't getting anything out of it, they wouldn't put it on there.
Oh, I'm sure we're getting something, but I mean, we're probably talking fractions of a tenth of a second, if that.
Yeah, it's guiding. Yeah, it is doing a job, but yeah, don't like it. But I do like, as you said earlier on, the color scheme on the Mercedes, the black that goes into the grey, that goes into the Petronas, and it's like a sea of Petronas. So that's quite cool.
I like that, yeah.
Yeah. So, what we saying is the prettiest car then?
It's the Mercedes.
Yeah. And the runt of the litter, what were you saying?
You know what? Fuck it, no, it's the McLaren. fuck the McLaren.
I'm going to go with the Haas. Just because that grey.
The Haas as well, but the Haas for the grey, but the McLaren is how do you make orange boring? They found a way.
That's true. Oh dear. Okay, cool. Well, okay. I hope the listeners have enjoyed us rabbiting on about looking at photos on the internet.
Yes. Man looks at thing on internet.
Yes. What could be better? Okay, so join us in a couple of weeks' time, I suppose, where we will be going through testing. Not with a fine-tooth comb, but we will be talking about what we've
broad
seen.
Strokes.
Yeah, why not?
Plus, behind the scenes, because, say it with me, boys and girls, Bernie's gone.
Oh yeah, Bernie's gone. Who else is gone?
Ding dong, the witch is dead. Witch, oh witch, the wicked witch. Ron Dennis is gone.
Ron Dennis is gone. Nico Rosberg is gone.
Rosberg's gone.
Eccleston's gone. Yeah,
that bears repeating.
yeah, it does. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, join us on the next episode where we'll be talking about testing and other little flicks and tricks that they be bringing to the cars in Barcelona. By that time, there will be 2 tests that they've completed, and then there's another 2 tests to be had. Am I right in thinking that? I think I am.
I think there's only 2 before the actual kickoff.
Oh, okay.
The one we just had and the next one, because the first race is like 20th of March.
Oh, well then, yeah, that'll probably be it then.
So yeah, I don't think there's any more than that. I could be wrong.
Okay. Well, for anyone listening, you can keep adding iTunes reviews onto there, but once we will put a finite date when the next podcast comes out. That is the closing date. We don't. Well,
I'll tell you what. Look, the first race of the season, Melbourne, is the 26th of March.
Yep.
So I think that's a nice cut-off date.
Okay, that is the closing date then.
Yeah.
For the competition for the DVDs.
Yes.
Okay, that's good. That's fair enough. That's a firm date then for you.
Yes. First race of the season, that's the cut-off date.
Okay.
Because we're in 2017 then.
Yeah. No, that's good for me. Would you like to plug anything before we leave these guys?
Yeah, you can catch me on space.jury, which is space.keepplanetonline.com, and on Facebook and on iTunes and all those places. And with your good self on the Band of Brothers podcast.
Oh, yes.
Which is very good, and you should definitely go and listen to that.
Yes, if you're a fan of Band of the Brothers, definitely go and check that out.
Yes, which you can find at RogueTwo.com.
Yep, that's correct.
There you go.
And you can catch me in the fourth chair on Black Dog Podcast, which is a film review podcast. That's at blackdogpodcast.com. You can also catch me on Shonky Lab, which is shonkylab.com, and the Band of Brothers podcast, which has just previously been mentioned. So, check out Hypnobobs as well if you like books and scary stories, because he's our mate and stuff. I think that's it. So until testing is over, or testing is nearly over, we'll catch you again next time. Ta-da.
Ta-da.